Hi, ladies. How are you? Welcome back. And today's title for this video is Victory. The reason for that is because I just celebrated, or take that back. My husband and I just celebrated 9 years of marriage. Yes, I said 9 years of marriage. And I say that with so much excitement because it honestly has been the greatest victory in our lives. Um, these 9 years, have been some of the toughest, yet some of the greatest moments in our lives. Um, just to give you an idea of why it's a victory, not an anniversary, not just an anniversary. About, I would say, about 7 years ago, more so, um, my husband and I went through a really, really difficult testing time in our marriage. It was completely unexpected, especially on my side. I didn't expect it. Yeah, we made it through strongly, and God showed up like no other. And today we celebrate um, because of God, what God did for us. And we know that the enemy during that time, he thought he was going to steal our marriage. He thought he was going to steal our joy, our peace, our love. But boy, was he so wrong. And, it's something that we to shout about, and we have to testify because God is so good. During this whole time, um, throughout the years, He continuously has showed us how to do marriage, how to truly love each other. Because we thought getting married, I don't know. I don't even know what we were thinking. We just weren't thinking. But we had an idea of what marriage was going to be. We thought we knew what love was. And come to find out, we didn't know anything about love. We didn't know anything about marriage. And we had to learn everything from point one. And we're still learning. But we celebrate 9 years because, not a lot of people are able to make it into 9 years. A lot of people make it to 2 years and maybe one and maybe five and call it quits. And yes, it's difficult. Yes, it's hard. But for us, it was just so important to really push through, because especially for me, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I come from a broken family where there's divorce, and divorce has caused a lot of issues, for me, for my siblings. Not that I blame my parents at all, because you know my parents did the best they can do, and they fought as much as they could as well. And a lot of great things have came from that divorce as well. The thing for me is that before I even got married, I told myself, I don't want to be another statistic. I don't want to just get married just because. I want to get married because I know that this is a person I'm going to want to be with for the rest of my life. Little did I know then that there was going to be a lot of times of war, a lot of fighting and pushing through. But the amazing part of it is that not once have I been alone. God has always been with me. He's always walked me through. He's always held my hand. And sometimes I can just feel Him embracing me and saying, "Daughter, it's gonna be okay. It's gonna be all right." I'm not gonna give you guys that testimony today of what happened, but I'll give you guys that testimony in another video for sure. But as far as your marriage goes, I don't know how your marriage is. I don't know if you have a great marriage. I don't know if you have a rocky marriage, but I want you to know that God wants you to have a victorious marriage. In our home, we have a verse. We have Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the thoughts and plans I have for you, declares the Lord. Plans to prosper you and not to harm you. Plans to give you hope and a future. And I want you to grab that verse and believe it for your marriage. Believe that God's plans are greater than yours, that He has plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future. Apply that in each and every single area of your marriage and see Him come through in you, because He will, because He's faithful, and He wants nothing more than our marriages to work. But I will say this: when it comes to marriage is really tricky, because I know women that are prayer warriors, are God lovers, and yet their marriage did not make it. And I'm not gonna say, oh, that's because God didn't want it to work, or they didn't pray enough, or whatever it may be. I don't know exactly why it didn't work. But I will say this: in order for a marriage to work, two people must come together and really have to have the same mind of fighting for the marriage, because one person alone can't just fight. I remember real quick, during my biggest trial in marriage, I went to a counselor at church. And I remember that counselor saying, if he wants to go, let him go. And my first thought was like, come on, you're Christian. Like, you're supposed to say, like, this marriage is gonna make it, push through, pray for your husband. But that was the first thing she said. And it dawned on me, and it was like discouraging. I'm like, why would you even say that? But now I understand exactly why she said that, because no one can obligate someone to want to be where they're at. No one can obligate someone to want change, not even God Himself, because He's so gracious that He allows us to have that choice of daily decisions. Whether you're gonna get up for work today, whether you're gonna get dressed today, whether you're gonna take a shower, whether you're gonna read the word, whether you're gonna bless someone today, whether you're gonna be happy today or be angry today, and whether you're gonna push through for your marriage. Everyone, as individuals, we all have that choice. And a lot of times we say, well, why, God, why? I'm praying so much. I've been doing everything right. I'm reading your word. I'm walking righteous with you. And yet I don't see results. But again, two people have to want it. Two people have to desire it. Say, you know what? We are broken. We're messed up, and we need some help. If this is going to work, we need some help, and we need to find out how we're going to do this. It can't just be one-sided. So for you, if you are going through a situation where you're struggling with your spouse, with your marriage, I encourage you, take some time and sit down with your spouse and ask him or her, if you're a female, ask your male, your husband. And if you're a husband, ask your wife, what is it that we really want from this? Do we want this to work, or are we through? And if they say they want it to work, get the help you need, and get in agreement with God, because God says that where two or more are gathered, there He is. And trust me and believe that God is gonna come through and He's gonna honor the choice that both of you are making. It's not gonna be nearly in the time frame you thought or you think. Trust and believe that. I don't know if it's gonna take um a week for your marriage to get restored, or a month or 3 months or 5 months or a year or two. I don't know. You don't know that. But don't put a time frame on the Lord. Just know that if you're both in agreement and you're both fighting and you're both pushing through, God will come through. And I say that with so much confidence. And I thank God for just everything that He's done. Um, because just in this last week, celebrating again our anniversary, it's been such a blessing. And just constant reminders of His goodness. And I've been crying like a baby, both my husband and I, daily, just talking about different events we've been through, and our victories that we've been through, and the good and the bad. And man, it's just amazing. It's just amazing how God can work, and how He speaks through us, in different ways, in a calm voice, and just continues to remind us, push through. Because even though we're in a good place right now, it's still a consistent battle each day. It's continuously pushing through and saying, I'm going to make this work. I want this to work. And giving it your all. You can never stop giving it your all. You can't just say, okay, I'm content. We are where we are, and it is what it is, and, that's it. No, no. The same way that you work hard to educate yourself continuously, the same way you work hard to please those kids, and take them to school and work for them and buy them stuff and take them places. Even more so, should it be with your marriage, continuously putting in that work, but most importantly, putting in that work with the Lord, making sure God is number one. Because when we have things in alignment and there's structure in our home, God is going to work everything else around us. So I want to encourage you again, believe in marriage. Believe in marriage, because the world will tell you give up. Don't, love doesn't exist. Love is just an emotion. You run out of love. And when you're out of love, that's it. There's no return. And that's a lie. That's a big time lie, because by no means is love an emotion at all. It's an action. It's something that you choose on a daily. I choose to love this person. I choose to do good to this person. I choose to respect them. I choose to make them happy. I choose to be a better person for them. And another thing is, don't ever think that your happiness, your joy is going to come from a person, because it's not. Until you're happy with yourself, until you're happy with your relationship with God, only then can you really have true joy. Only then can you truly love your spouse and make them happy. But if you're really expecting someone to come and fill that void and come and give you joy and happiness and love and everything else, It's never going to happen for you. You're going to go from one relationship to the other, to the other, to the other, always looking for that and never finding it. You might think within the first 3 months, oh, I found I found what I've been looking for. But guess what? Before you know, you hit that wall and it's back to square one, and it's never going to work for you. So we have to change our mindset of what marriage truly is, and seek God for godly wisdom and ask Him, Lord, what do you expect from my marriage? What changes do I need to make as a wife? What can I do to help this process be better? I know my goals, my vision for my marriage, which is very important. Have a vision for your marriage of where you want it to go. Because if you're just going day by day and say, oh, it is what it is, and whatever happens tomorrow. No, that's not the way it works. You have to have vision. You have vision for your life, right? Whether it's work wise, whether it's for your personal dreams, whether it's for your kids. We all have goals. We all have different dreams. Well, we have to have those same aspirations, those same dreams for your marriage. Where do you want your marriage to be 5 years from now? Do you want it to continue in that same cycle it's been for the last 5 years? Or do you want it to be set free, prosperous and blessed and everything else that God brings with it, So tell yourself, what do I expect from this marriage? Where do I want to be? And bring it to the Lord and say, Lord, I don't know. I don't know exactly where you stand, but you know where you stand. So let Him know, this is where I'm at. And this is where I feel I need help, but show me, give me wisdom, give me knowledge to know what changes I need to make and help me through those changes. And God is definitely gonna help you through them. So I hope this word was encouraging to you. I pray that you have a blessed marriage. I pray that you grab on to God's promises, to God's truth, and I declare over each and every single one of us that we will not be part of a statistic, that we are conquerors, that we are blessed, that we are the light of the world, that we are examples to the world, to our children, to our family members, to strangers, to all that see us, that when they see our marriage, that they may see God, that we may reflect everything that God is. So again, be blessed and push through and don't give up and wait for I'm not sure if it's going to be the next video, but wait for that video where I will give you my testimony of what God did in our marriage, because it's so powerful. And if you have a story, if you have any questions concerned about your marriage and you want me to pray for you, or you want some advice, please comment, please let me know. And please share this video, subscribe it. I know you guys got some girlfriends out there. I know you guys got some cousins, some sisters, some mamas and coworkers. These videos can't go out only by me sharing them with you. I need your help. So I ask, please share them with whomever, and let's bless each other, and let's talk with each other, and let's help each other out. So have a good night, and talk to you guys next time. Bye-bye.